on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Uh, my name is Mario. I'm your host, and this is the story of three, I'm not going to say lost packages, but three packages that I knew were coming, but it took a long time for them to get here. One of them, it's, I think, like 3 months, which is crazy. But, anyways, which I'm going to start with that one. Back in, I think it was early May, mid May, something like that. Uh, Rusty over at a small town friendly cutlery and outdoor adventure had reached out, and he said, "Hey," he goes, "you like Civivi knives, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I have a few." And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Well, I'm gonna send you something." He goes, "I have something that I'm not gonna use, so I'll send it over to you." And I was like, "Okay, sounds good." I was like, "Awesome, man." I said, I'll be expecting it." Well, it took supposedly USPS about a week to deliver it from where he's at, from his, from him all the way to Central Texas. So I get the notification on USPS, the informed delivery app, that it was at my mailbox. So I go to my mailbox, there's nothing there. So I text Rusty back and I said, "Hey," I said, you know, it says that it got delivered." I said, "But there's nothing in the mailbox." I said, "I'm pretty sure." I said, "Because it's happened to me before. Um, the package was probably either delivered to the wrong box or something." And so I left it alone and went about my way, uh, expecting it, I don't know, maybe a day or two for one of my neighbors to reach out and say, "Hey, I got your package," so on and so forth. Nothing. Um, this last, I think it was last week, my daughter comes home from work and she's like, "Hey," she goes, there's this package for you." And I'm like, "Package?" I'm like, "I'm not expecting anything. Like, I haven't bought anything that I'm expecting right now." So, anyway, um, come to find out, it was the package from Rusty. And I'm talking about the package was delivered back in May, and it made it to my house this past week, which is pretty much the end of July. And so he had, like I said, he had reached out and he said, "Do you like Civivi?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." So he ended up sending a bead, which is a Civivi bead. As you can see, I did not use it on the lanyard that he sent. I actually, um, I'm gonna see if I can put a picture up here. It's one of the, like, Civivi lanyards that, uh, it was awesome, but I just wasn't gonna use it the way that it is. So I kind of took it apart, and I might make something else out of it. But Rusty, I did use the bead, and it's on the Civivi Elementum. This one I Rit dyed, and I did a forced mustard patina on it. And this one's a user. I got this one off of Whatnot some years back. Uh, but it's a pretty awesome knife. I did Rit dye it this past weekend, as you can see there. The green over here is the original color, and I Rit dyed it black, which is kind of cool. I do like it, and that kind of matches. I've been wanting to get some titanium scales for this one, um, but that'll happen down the line. So he sent that over. Thank you, Rusty, for that. He also sent a gospel golf ball. If you guys know, and you guys know Rusty, him and his cousin are spreading God's word about salvation through these gospel golf balls. And as you can see there, the cross, and then the empty tomb on the other side. Awesome. He sent a couple of little Jesuses, one with a blue sash and the other one with a yellow. It says, "Jesus loves you." Thank you, Rusty, for those. Those will go in the little Jesus collection. And of course, he added a sticker. So thank you so much, Rusty, for that. I really appreciate it. Uh, the other package that kind of was lost and now is found, on Facebook, there's a Facebook group that I'm a part of. It's called Papa's Knife Shop. And John and a bunch of other fellas are in there, and they're the owners, or the, yeah, the ones that created the group. Mike over at Make, oh, I almost said Make Cutlery Great Again. Mike over at Music City Leatherworks is one of the mods and one of the uh, you know experts on leather there. And it's an awesome group of people that love anything and everything that cuts, anything and everything that, it doesn't matter where it's made. Uh, we all love it there. There's no just USA only, or moderns only, or traditionals only. It's everything. It's an awesome group. I'm gonna put a link to it on the description of the video. If you guys want to go join, it's an awesome group. There's a lot of people in there. You can show your pocket knives, your pocket dumps. If you guys don't have, like, YouTube or whatever, and want to share your pocket dumps on there, you can. You can buy, sell, trade, all kinds of good things. And so I'm part of that group. And during, I believe it was Father's Day, they ran a giveaway. And so this was back in, mid June. And I commented, and entered the giveaway, and I ended up winning. And I was excited about it. And then uh, John had said, oh, okay, send me your address, I'll ship it over to you. And I was like, hey, okay, awesome. And nothing. I didn't get anything in the mail. So finally, we're coming back from Florida, and I remember that, you know, I had a missing package. And not that it was a free knife, a free gift. I wasn't trying to complain about the shipping or anything like that. So I, you know, messaged John, and he's like, man, Mario, he goes, I have no idea. Like, let me look. Come to find out, it was in the wrong spot, so it was never shipped. Thank goodness. So it wasn't like USPS fault. I mean, it wasn't really nobody's fault. It was just a mishap that happened. And what I ended up winning, and I'm gonna show here a little clip of the cloth that he sent. It's like a microfiber cloth with his logo, with the group logo. And then this was the giveaway, essentially. So it's a little Imperial Saudi, junior size Saudi, so one of the small ones. But then Tyler, one of the guys in the group that does some laser engraving, and I will link his Facebook page up. If you have any request, look at that. It's got like the paisley in the front, and it's got the bass. Trying to go for that Chad. Real beautiful Saudi, little Imperial Saudi, and yeah, it is. I mean, it's imported, but dude, that that right there makes it 10,000 times better. As if these little knives weren't, good knives. So real cool little Saudi there. And then he also sent one of their new coins, and I'm gonna try to not get the flash, but it says Papa approved. So one of the things about Papa's Knife Shop, when you buy, sell, or trade, uh, you can get this is essentially a voucher saying that you're a good person and you're good to your word, and you're gonna, you know, do what you say that you're gonna, sell and or trade or whatever. So this is actually the first the first one that they got. So it was like the tryout coin. So I got the first one of them. If you get on there and you want to be, make deals on the page, then you'll have to pay for yours. I didn't pay for mine. Um, but yeah, awesome little giveaway win there. And yeah, I couldn't be happier. It I think it was after I reached out to John, he found it and he shipped it right away, and I ended up getting it. But again, it was lost you know, lost for a little bit uh, before I got it. So I appreciate that, John and the team of that makes this group what it is. Thank you so much. Last but not least, this one, um, I knew I got it off of eBay some weeks back, and I had reached out to my fellas, the fellas tribe, and I had reached out and I said, "Hey, I said, is this a good buy? Like the price of this knife, which was under I ended up paying right under $100. I think it was like 90 bucks with shipping. Well, the price of the knife, shipping, and taxes. Um, and the pictures didn't do this thing justice at all. But I wasn't looking for perfection, but I am more than happy with what I got for sure. And what I ended up getting was this yellow synthetic, yellow Delrin. No cracks, no pin cracks, no nothing. You're probably saying, Mario, like, come on, that's a new Stockman. Well, it actually is not. And excuse my smudges on this blade because this thing has not been used at all. It is 100% brand new without the box. And if you can see there, it's a 1980 case 30. I was about to say 6318, but it's not a 6318. It is a 3318. Oh, it's on the it's on the main blade, and it does have some carbon spots on it from it just sitting, but it is a 33. Let me read it real quick. 3318 HE, which, if I'm not mistaken, the HE, and I have another one very similar to this, except that it's bone. This one has the sheep's foot, but instead of the spay blade, has the pin blade. So really good buy there. And the reason that it wasn't really lost, but essentially once the guys told me that it was a really good price for this knife, especially in the condition that it was, I swiped and I bought it. Well, within minutes of me buying it, the seller reaches out and he goes, sir, he goes, I want to apologize. He goes, because I did not realize that I didn't put the I'm away message on my store, on my, eBay items. He goes, I am currently out of town. He goes, and I will not be back for like a week and a half. He goes, I can cancel your order. He goes, so you can get your money back. He goes, or he goes, if you want to wait, he goes, I will ship it. And he gave me the date. And man, I literally replied to him. I said, "Don't you cancel that order for me." I said, "I want that knife." And like I said, I couldn't be happier with it, especially because I was expecting some pin cracks right here in the spring pin. And there's nothing, guys. This thing is like brand spanking new. It's sat somewhere, I don't know where, but I guarantee you that I'm 100%. And again, the pictures on the listing uh, did not do this thing justice, because I thought that it was pitted. I thought that it was just, because the pictures were just blurry, and so I kind of took a risk on it, but I couldn't be happier with it. And having said that, this Stockman is gonna be pretty much probably the last purchase that I make in a good while. Um, my oldest daughter is scheduled to start college in a few weeks. And after seeing the tuition, obviously, mom and dad are going to help her out. She's working. She does not want to go into debt. She does not want to catch any loans or get any loans for her education, which I couldn't agree with her more. But mom and dad are going to be helping her out, and with getting a new car and helping her out and everything. um, yeah, I'm going to be putting pretty much a hard stop on purchasing, um, and just keep my wife and I and my kids in your prayers that God will just provide for my daughter's education. She wants to go to school, Christian school. She wants to get her credentials to be a minister of music, and probably in the way, while she gets her college education, get a teaching certification so that she can have a job. So, and we want to do it debt free, because that's the only way to do it. But anyway, guys, I don't want to keep you guys for too long. I wanted to kind of share these few things that I got in the mail from awesome people in this last purchase that I just got, and I couldn't be more thankful doing this, because I love my family, I love my kids, I want my kids to succeed, I want my kids to be good people, good educated people, and take advantage of the opportunities that this country has given me as a immigrant. My parents were given the opportunity to come to this country after a lot of money was invested and a lot of time was lost between my dad being here in the US and us being in Mexico, and a lot of sacrifice was done. Um, and I want that sacrifice that my parents made I don't want that sacrifice that my parents made to go, um, you know, with being ungrateful. Like, I want my kids to have even more opportunities than I have, because that's what this country's all about. There's a lot of hatred going around, there's a lot of political mess that's going around, and i I'm not going to get into it, because that's not what this is all about. But in the midst of all these things, I want my kids to be successful in this awesome country that we call the United States of America. And that's all I can ask for. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for checking these few, mail calls that I got. And I really appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you for the 900 plus subscribers that I have now. Thank you for the ones that shouted me out. I got a bunch of more subs here in the last few days. I forget I'm over 900 now, so can't wait for the 1,000. We'll probably work out a little giveaway once we get there, and it'll be all in fun. It probably won't be nothing too crazy, but just something to show my gratitude and how much I appreciate every single one of you guys that watch. from all over the world, literally. So thank you so much. God bless you. God keep you. And don't forget, let's be the light so that everybody around us can see that we serve an amazing God. God bless.